Hello everyone, I am Lakita, student of BSc Chemistry Honors final year. This is the audio recording for visually impaired student and the chapter name is Fats, Oils and Detergents. Introduction. Oils and fats are widely distributed in nature both in animal and plant kingdoms. In animals they are present under the skin and in muscle, but in plant they are mainly found in the seeds. Some important examples of fats and butter are butter, lard, tallow, beef, etc. While groundnut oil, cottonseed oil, olive oil, palm oil, coconut oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, linseed oil, sesame oil, etc. are important examples of vegetable oils. Fats and oils are one of the three major constituents of our food, the other two being are carbohydrates and proteins. In fact, fats are and oils serve as energy reservoir for the animal. In human being, only a few hundred grams of glycogen carbohydrate can be stored, which can barely supply the body energy need for about 12 to 18 hours. In contrast, large amount of fat 12 kg for an average person weighing 70 kg can be stored, which can supply the body energy needs for about 8 weeks. Besides this, oil and fat serve as raw material for a number of industries such as soap, paint, varnishes and vanaspati ghee, etc. Natural fats. The fats obtained from animal sources such as butter from milk of cows and buffaloes, lard from hogs and tallow from sheep, goats, etc. are called natural fats. This name is simply given to differentiate these fats from those fats which are obtained by hydrogenation of oils. Edible and non-edible oils. Oils such as groundnut oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, rapeseed or mustard oil, olive oil, sesame oil, which are used for cooking purpose, are called edible oils, while oils such as cottonseed oil, linseed oil, castor seed oil, and moa oil, which are used in soap, paint, varnishes, and lacquer industry, are called non-edible oils or industrial oils. On the basis of iodine value, oils have been classified as drying, semi-drying, and non-drying oil. Industrial oil may include essential oils or mineral oils. Essential oils such as rose oil, jasmine oil, lavender oil, eucalyptus oil, peppermint oil, etc. are volatile oils isolated from plants. Essential oils may be hydrocarbon, alcohol, aldehydes, ketone esters, but not esters of glycerol, etc. For example, peppermint oil, an essential oil, contains menthol and alcohol as its chief constituent. Essential oils are mainly used in perfumes, cosmetics, and in pharmaceutical products. On the other hand, mineral oil such as paraffin oil is a mixture of saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons and not esters or triglycerides. They cannot be saponified. They are called oils simply because of their physical appearance. They are non-edible and are mainly used in fuels. Triglycerides composition of oils and fats. As stated above, fats and oils are triester of glycerol with higher aliphatic monocarboxylic acid, fatty acid. In other words, they are triacyl glycerol and are commonly known as glycerides. Fats and oils may be represented by the general formula. For example, triacyl glycerol or triglyceride. Fatty acids with only a few exceptions. All the monocarboxylic acid isolated from fats and oils are straight chain compound containing 3 to 18 carbon atoms. Further, with the exception of only C3 and C5 acid, all other acids found in fat and oil contain even number of carbon atoms. The chief saturated fatty acids present in oils and fats are lauric acid, that is C11H23COOH, myristic acid C13H27COOH, palmitic acid C15H31COOH, stearic acid C17H35COOH. Besides saturated fatty acid, unsaturated fatty acid containing one or more double bonds in cis orientation may also be present in oils and fats. The chief unsaturated fatty acid present in oils and fats are oleic acid, that is C17H33COOH, linoleic acid, that is C17H31COOH, linolenic acid, that is C17H29COOH. Classification of glycerides. The three fatty acids in glyceride may be same or different. Therefore, glycerides are classified as simple or mixed glyceride according as they have the same or different acid residue. For example, tripalmitin or glyceryl tripalmitate, alpha oleo, beta palmito, alpha styrene. Glyceride are further classified into saturated or unsaturated glyceride according as they contain saturated fatty acid residue or unsaturated fatty acid residue. For example, tristyrene, saturated triglyceride, triolene, unsaturated triglyceride. Both simple and mixed glyceride are found in natural oil and fat. In fact, oil and fat are complex mixture of mixed glyceride along with small amount of simple glycerides. Chemical difference between oils and fats. The main difference between oil and fat is the proportion of saturated and unsaturated glycerides. Triglycerides with higher proportion of saturated acid residue such as palmitic acid, stearic acid are solid at ordinary temperature and are called fats, while those with higher proportion of unsaturated acid residue such as oleic acid, linoleic acid, etc. are liquid at ordinary temperature and are called oils. Melting point of glycerides. As stated above, fatty acid have one or more double bond having less stable cis stereochemistry. For example, oleic acid has one cis double bond at C9, linoleic acid has two double bond at C9 and C12, while linoleic acid has three cis double bond at C9, C12 and C15 position. These cis double bond have vital biological importance. In the solid state, the molecules of saturated fatty acid fit closely in the crystal lattice due to their zigzag tetrahedral structure. On the other hand, cis unsaturated fatty acid have a band at the double bond and hence do it fit closely, thereby lowering their melting point. Chemical properties. Fats and oil being triester of glycerol show all the reaction of simple ester. In case the glyceride contain unsaturated fatty acid residue, they also show the unusual addition and oxidation reaction of alkene. Some important reaction of fats and oils are given below. Number 1. Hydrolysis. Fats and oils are readily hydrolyzed by treatment with superheated steam, mineral acid or alkalis. Fat and oil at 500 Kelvin temperature with pressure and in presence of H3O positive give glycerol and fatty acid. Hydrolysis by superheated steam or mineral acid gives a mixture of fatty acid and glycerol. However, when the hydrolysis is carried out by alkalis, glycerol and salt of fatty acid are formed. Since the salt of higher fatty acid thus formed are used as soaps, the alkaline hydrolysis is commonly called saponification. In the digestive system of human beings and animals, fats and oils are hydrolyzed to glycerol and fatty acid by a number of enzymes called lipase. Number 2. Hydrogenation. Oils which contain a higher proportion of unsaturated glyceride add on hydrogen in the presence of finely divided nickel as catalyst to form solid fat. For example, triolene in presence of nickel at 453 Kelvin temperature under a pressure of 20 to 40 gives tristyrene. This process is called hydrogenation or hardening of oil. It is similar to catalytic hydrogenation of alkene and involve the reduction of double bond present in unsaturated glyceride to form saturated glyceride. This process is extensively used for the manufacture of vanspati ghee such as dalda, gagan, etc. from groundnut, peanut, sunflower and other edible oils. Hydrogenation is never carried out to completion, but it's stopped as soon as the fat of consistency comparable to ghee is obtained. The completely hydrogenated fats are too hard to be useful as kitchen shortenings. The main advantage of hydrogenation is that as compared to oil, fat have better storage quality and do not become rancid easily. Number 3. Hydrogenolysis, conversion to alcohols. Fat and oil on treatment with hydrogen at high temperature and pressure and in presence of copper chromate as catalyst undergo reductive cleavage to form glycerol and long chain aliphatic alcohols. For example, tristyrene in presence of CuCr2O4 at high temperature and pressure gives glycerol and N-octadecyl alcohol. This splitting of fat or NOL to glycerol and a higher long chain alcohol by hydrogen is called hydrogenolysis. The long chain alcohol thus produced are used for the manufacture of synthetic detergents. Number 4 trans esterification. Fats and oils can be converted into simple ester of carboxylic acid such as methyl, ethyl ester, etc. by trans-esterification. It involves the treatment of a fat or an oil with a large excess of a suitable alcohol in presence of acidic or basic catalyst. For example, alpha oleo beta stero alpha palmitate in presence plus methanol in presence of CH3ONA gives glycerol and mixture of methyl oleate, methyl stearate and methyl palmitate. The process of trans-esterification is quite useful for the large-scale preparation of long-chain fatty acid and long-chain primary alcohol of high purity. For this purpose, the mixture of methyl ester obtained by trans-esterification is subjected to fractional distillation to separate the individual ester. These, upon hydrolysis, yield fatty acid of high purity. Alternatively, the individual methyl ester are reduced to get long-chain primary alcohols. Number 5. Addition of halogen. Like alkene, unsaturated glyceride and halogen across the double bond to form addition product. The addition of iodine is usually carried out by treating the fat or oil with iodine in presence of mercury chloride as catalyst. Since the amount of iodine used is proportional to the number of double bond present, therefore this reaction is used for determination of extent of unsaturation in a given fat or the oil. Number 6. Rancidity. When fat and oil are exposed to warm air and moisture for a long time, they develop a disagreeable smell and taste. This process is called rancidity and involves the hydrolysis of ester to produce fatty acid and oxidation at double bond to form short chain acid and aldehyde. These short chain acids and aldehydes are volatile and have offensive smells. Therefore, they impart unpleasant odor to oils and fats. Rancidity is of the following two types. Hydrolytic rancidity. This type of rancidity is caused by the liberation of lower fatty acid by hydrolysis of triglyceride. For example, when butter is exposed to warm air and moisture, the hydrolysis of the glyceride in butter yields butyric acid and other volatile acid, caproic acid, carpylic and capric acid with unpleasant odor. This process of hydrolysis is catalyzed by enzyme lipase which are provided by the microorganism present in air. This type of hydrolytic rancidity can however be checked by keeping the butter covered in a refrigerator. Number 2. Oxidative rancidity. This type of rancidity is caused by the oxidation of unsaturated triglyceride by air to form short chain acid and aldehydes having unpleasant smell. It is believed that first, the ester linkages are hydrolyzed to yield unsaturated acid which undergo oxidation at the site of double bond to produce short chain acid and aldehyde. For example, oleic acid in presence of oxygen gives pelargonic acid and azelaic acid. Oxidative rancidity can be prevented by the addition of certain chemicals, generally phenols, called antioxidant. Two antioxidants which occur in the natural fats are vitamin C and vitamin E. Analysis of fats and oils. Fats and oils are extensively used in a number of industries. Therefore, it is essential to check the quality of a given fat or an oil. This involves the determination of physical constants such as melting point, specific gravity, refractive index, and chemical constants such as acid value, iodine value, saponification value, etc. Some important chemical constants are described below. Number 1. Acid value. It is defined as the number of milligrams of potassium hydroxide required to neutralize the fatty acid present in 1 gram of a fat or an oil. The acid value is determined by dissolving an unknown weight of given fat or oil in pure neutral alcohol and titrating against standard KOH solution using phenolphthalein as indicator. The acid value is a measure of free acid present in a given fat or oil. A high acid value indicates that The given sample of the fat or oil is quite old and have become rancid. Number 2, saponification value. It is defined as the number of milligrams of potassium hydroxide required to completely saponify 1 gram of fat or oil. In other words, it represents the amount of potassium hydroxide in milligram required to neutralize the fatty acid formed as a result of complete hydrolysis of 1 gram of the fat or oil. Saponification value is determined by reflecting a weight quantity 1 to 2 gram of the fat or oil with the known excess of standard alcoholic potassium hydroxide solution and then titrating the unreacted alkali against a standard acid. For example, saponification value of trilaurate and tripalmetine can be determined as follows. From the equation, 1 mole of fat is equal to 3 mole of KOH, or 638 gram of fat is equal to 3 into 56 gram is equal to 3 into 56 into 1000 milligram of KOH. Saponification is equal to 3 into 56 into 1000 divided by 638, that is equal to 263.6 milligram of KOH gram of fat. Similarly, for tripalmetine having molecular weight 806, saponification value is 1,68,000 divided by 806, that is nearly equal to 208. Thus, the saponification value gives an idea about the molecular weight of the fat or the oil. Obviously, smaller the saponification value, higher is the molecular weight. For example, tripalmetane molecular weight is 806, has a saponification value of 208, whereas trilaurate with molecular weight 638 have a saponification value of 263. The saponification value also indicates the length of carbon chain of the acid moiety present in the oil fat. The higher the saponification value, greater the percentage of short chain fatty acid in glyceride of fat oil. Butter with short chain fatty acid has saponification value between 210 to 230, whereas soybean oil has saponification value between 189 to 195. Saponification value is used to determine the adulteration of a fat or an oil with some other oil or fat with lower or higher saponification value, or even by some unsaponifiable matter. Number 3, iodine value. It is defined as the number of grams of iodine that will combine with 100 gram of the fat or oil. Iodine value may be determined by any one of the following two methods. Number 1 is Hubbell's method. In this method, a solution of known weight of the fat or oil in CCl4 is allowed to react with the unknown excess of a standard solution of iodine in ethanol in presence of mercury chloride as catalyst. The unreacted iodine is then determined by titrating it against standard sodium thiosulfate solution using starch as indicator. For example, the iodine value of triolene may be calculated as follows. From the above equation, 1 mole of oil is equal to 3 moles of iodine, or 884 gram of triolene is equal to 6 into 127 gram of I2. Iodine value of triolene is equal to 6 into 127 divided by 884 multiplied by 100 is equal to 86. Number 2, Witt's method. In this method, a solution of more reactive iodine monochloride in glacial acetic acid is used in place of iodine and mercury chloride. A known weight of the oil fat is dissolved in CHCl3 with solution ICl in CH3COOH is then added. ICl adds across the double bond. The ICl left unused is then treated with Gai solution to liberate an equivalent amount of iodine. The liberated iodine is then titrated against standard hypo solution using starch as indicator. The amount of ICl that has added across the double bond is then determined using the following relation: iodine value V1 minus V2 multiplied by nitrogen multiplied 12.7 divided by W, whereas V1 is volume of hypo used for blank titration, V2 is volume of hypo used in unreacted ICl, N is normality of the hypo solution, and W is weight of oil fat taken. Iodine value is a measure of the extent of unsaturation present in an oil or fat. Higher the iodine value, more unsaturated is the fat or the oil. For example, iodine value of linseed oil is 172 to 185, tung oil is 163 to 171, soybean oil has 127 to 138, sunflower oil has 140 to 156, and olive oil has 80 to 100. Number 4, RM value. It is defined as the number of milliliter of 0.1 normal KOH required to neutralize the steam volatile fatty acid obtained by complete hydrolysis of 5 gram of the fat or oil. To determine the RM value, a known weight of the fat or oil is completely saponified with alkali. The resulting solution is acidified with dilute H2SO4 and then subjected to steam distillation. The distillation which contains the volatile acid is then titrated against 0.1 nitrogen KOH normal KOH solution. The RM value is then calculated as follows. RM value is equal to volume of 0.10 normal KOH used for neutralization multiplied by 5 divided by weight of the fat or oil taken. RM value is a measure of the volatile fatty acid residue present in a given fat or oil. It is highly useful for testing the purity of butter and desi ghee, which contain a relatively high proportion of glycerides of butyric and other steam volatile acid residue. The RM value of adulterated butter is always lower than the pure butter. Industrial oils of vegetable origin, drying oils. Certain oils such as linseed oil, tung oil, china wood oil, perilla oil, when exposed to air in thin layer, form hard and tough water insoluble solid. This process is known as drying, and such oils are called drying oils. Oils like olive oil, groundnut oil, etc., which do not dry on exposure to air, are called non-drying oils, and those which dry slowly, such as cottonseed oil, are called semi-drying oils. Chemically, drying oils contain a high percentage of unsaturated glyceride as shown by their high iodine value. On the other hand, non-drying oils have low iodine value while semi-drying oils have intermediate iodine value. For example, drying oils have iodine value above 150, linseed oil iodine value 170 to 185. Non-drying oils have iodine value less than 100. Olive oil iodine value is 80 to 100, while semi-drying oils have intermediate iodine values. Cottonseed oil has iodine value of 105 to 114. Unsaturated glycerides contain linoleic acid and linolenic acid as the unsaturated fatty acid residue. These acids contain 2 and 3 isolated double bonds respectively. In general, drying oils contain unsaturated glyceride with conjugated double bond dry more rapidly than those containing isolated double bonds. Drying oil are used as a medium for paints, varnishes, and lacquers. In fact, paints are suspension of some pigment or the organic coloring matter in linseed oil to which some turpentine oil has been added as a thinner. When these paints are applied on any wooden or iron surface in thin layer, they quickly dry up to form a tough organic film which protects the surface being painted. Mechanism. The actual process of drying does not simply involve removal of moisture or evaporation of solvent but involve complex changes. It is believed that the reactive allylic hydrogen present on the carbon next to the double bond present in unsaturated glyceride are first attacked by oxygen to form hydroperoxy compound, which then combine with the allylic hydrogen of the other glyceride molecule, forming peroxide bases. The monomer molecule thus obtained subsequently undergo polymerization to form a tough network solid. Soaps. Substances like soaps and synthetic detergents which concentrate at the surface of the solution or interfaces form surface films, reduce surface tension of the solution, and help in removing dirt and dust by emulsifying grease are called surface active agent or surfactants. The molecule of the surfactants contain two characteristic groups, one of which is water-soluble hydrophilic and other is oil-soluble lyophilic or lipophilic. Soaps are sodium or potassium salt of higher fatty acids such as palmitic acid C15H31COOH, stearic acid C17H35COOH, and oleic acid C17H33COOH. These soaps are generally obtained by the hydrolysis of oils and fats, which with aqueous alkalis. The process is called saponification of oils and fats. The fats and oils commonly used for soap manufacture are tallow, lard, olive oil, linseed oil, mowa oil, rapeseed oil, coconut oil, and palm oil. Soap containing 12 to 18 chain atom have good cleansing action. Soap with 12 carbon atom are comparatively soluble in water, whereas soap containing 18 to 22 carbon atom are not useful as soap because of their insolubility in water. Sodium soap are generally hard and hence are called hard soaps. These are used for washing of clothes. Potassium soaps on the other hand are more expensive and produces softer leather and hence are called soft soaps. They are used for making shaving creams, shampoos, liquid soap, etc. Transparent soap are prepared by dissolving ordinary soap in alcohol and removing the insoluble part by filtration. Evaporation of alcohol leaves behind transparent mass. Soaps are 100% biodegradable, that is, microorganism present in sewage water can completely oxidize soap into CO2. As a result, it does not create any pollution problem. However, have two disadvantages. Number one, soap cannot be used in hard water since calcium and magnesium ion present in hard water produce curdy white precipitate of calcium and magnesium soaps. Number 2. Soaps cannot be used in acidic solutions since acid precipitate the insoluble free fatty acid which adhere to the fabrics and thus block the ability of soap to remove oil and grease from fabric. Synthetic detergents. These days, in place of soaps, the substances which are being largely used as cleansing action are synthetic detergents. As the name suggests, they are obtained from purely synthetic chemicals as compared to soaps which are derived from chemicals which are obtained from natural sources like oils and fats. In fact, synthetic detergents are sodium and potassium salt of long chain alkyl hydrogen sulfate or aryl sulfonic acid. Unlike soaps, synthetic detergents can also be conveniently used even in hard water. This is due to the reason that calcium and magnesium salt of detergent like their sodium and potassium salt are also soluble in water. Hence, synthetic detergents do not form curdy white precipitate with hard water. Further, they can also be used in acidic solution. However, synthetic detergents have one disadvantage. Unlike soaps, they are not completely biodegradable and hence cause water pollution. Synthetic detergents are of following three types. Anionic detergents. These are so called because a large part of their molecule are anion. These are of two types. Alkyl sulfate. They are obtained from long chain alcohol by treatment with concentrated H2SO4 followed by neutralization with NaOH. Some important example of this type of detergent are sodium lauryl sulfate, and sodium stearyl sulfate. Sodium lauryl sulfate is called sodium dodecyl sulfate (SDS) and is used in shampoos and cosmetics. These sodium alkyl sulfate are 100% biodegradable. These are also effective in slightly acidic solutions since they form an alkyl hydrogen sulfate which is a soluble material, whereas soap react with acidic solution to form insoluble fatty acids. Number 2. Alkyl benzene sulfonates. These are obtained by conversion of benzene into long chain alkyl benzene followed by sulfonation and neutralization with NaOH. The most widely used domestic detergent is sodium para and diodecyl benzene sulfonate. Another important example is sodium 2-dodecyl benzene sulfonate. Alkyl benzene sulfonate, in which the phenyl group is either attached to the end of the long alkyl chain or any other secondary position, have high biodegradability and hence are called soft detergent, while alkyl benzene sulfonate having branch chain alkyl group have poor biodegradability and hence are called hard detergents. To differentiate these detergents on the basis of biodegradability, Alkyl benzene sulfonates having long straight chains such as sodium para N dodecyl benzene sulfonate and sodium 2 dodecyl benzene sulfonate are called LES detergents, linear alkyl sulfonates, while those having branch chain are called ABS detergents, alkyl benzene sulfonate. An important example of ABS detergent is hard or non-biodegradable ABS detergent. It is prepared by Friedel-Crafts reaction of tetramer of propylene with benzene followed by sulfonation and neutralization with alkali. Number 2. Cationic detergents. These are quaternary ammonium salt, chloride, bromide, acetates, etc. containing one or more long chain alkyl group. These are also called invert soap because their surface activity is due to the positive ion or not to a negative ion, as in alkyl hydrogen sulfate detergent. Being more expensive than the anionic detergent, they find limited use. Besides being good cleansing agent, they possess germicidal property and therefore they are widely used as germicides in hospital. For example, cetyl trimethyl ammonium chloride, benzyl dimethyl octyl ammonium chloride. Number 3. Non-ionic detergent. These are the ester of high molecular mass alcohol obtained by reaction between polyethylene glycol and stearic acid. These may also be obtained from long chain alcohol by treatment with excess of ethylene oxide in presence of a base. Like alkyl sulfates, ethoxylates and also biodegradable. Hydrogen bonding to the numerous oxygen atom makes the polyether end of the molecule water soluble. Alternatively, the ethoxylate can be converted into sulfate and used in form of their sodium salt. Some liquid dishwashing detergents are of non-ionic type. Composition of a detergent cake. A cake of detergent contains about 20% of active detergent and equal amount of sodium sulfate to make up the bulk of the powder. A further 30 to 50% of sodium tripolyphosphate Na5P3O11 or STPP is added to an additive. It coordinates with Ca2 positive and Mg2 positive ion present in hard water and thus enhances the cleansing efficiency of the detergent. Other ingredients include sodium perborate, which act as the bleaching agent, some optical brighteners or fluorescers, that is organic compound which make yellow cloth appear white, and some foaming agent. Detergent pollution. Detergent having branch chain hydrocarbon chain cause pollution in river and other waterways. The reason being that side chains stop bacteria from attacking and breaking the chain. This results in slow degradation of detergent molecule leading to their accumulation. Since unbranched chains are more prone to attack by bacteria, therefore in most of the detergent used these days, the branching is kept to a minimum so that the detergent becomes easily biodegradable and pollution is prevented. The second serious environmental problem is caused by phosphate additives, that is STPP, which are discharged into river and lake from sewage system. As such, phosphate is not a pollutant but is actually a fertilizer. This excess of phosphate promotes the growth of water plant, which in turn depletes the water of available oxygen for fish and other aquatic animals. As a result of want of oxygen, water animals die and rot. In other words, lake become full of dead animals and vegetation and hence ceases to act as a source of potable water. In view of these environmental hazard, government of many countries have passed a law to reduce the use of phosphate additive in detergent to mitigate this source of pollution. Cleansing action of soaps and detergent. All the soap and detergent contain two characteristic group, that is a water-soluble hydrophilic group and an oil-soluble lyophilic or lipophilic group. As a result, one end of the molecule of a soap or detergent tends to go into oil phase and other tends to go into the water phase, with the net result that the material concentrates at the surface of the solution or interface. The dirt is generally held to a dirty surface by a thin film of an oil or grease. When the dirty surface is treated with soap solution, The non-polar hydrocarbon chain of the soap or detergent dissolve in oil or grease, and the carboxylate group of the soap or the sulfonate group of the synthetic detergent is held by surrounding water. This lowers the surface tension between water and grease. As a result, a stable emulsion of oil and water is formed. When the surface or the cloth is mechanically scrubbed, the loosened dirt particles are absorbed by colloidal soap or detergent particles are ultimately washed away. So this is all about fat, oil and detergent. Thank you.